Hey, I got a quick question for you. Are you showing up as the expert authority in your business, making sure that your message is on point and your branding is reflective of your go to authorityness? Hi, I'm Christine Blosdale, your expert authority business coach, and I have a way for you to rate your expert authority prowess. And you can check it out at expertauthorityquiz.com. It's fun, it's easy, and it's something that you really should be doing to see where you level up. If you want to establish trust with your audience and potential customers and clients, you might want to take this quiz. Once again, head on over to expertauthorityquiz.com. That's expertauthorityquiz.com. Welcome to the Expert Authority Coach Podcast, the one-stop spot for entrepreneurs, coaches, authors, and business owners just like you who are ready to rise, shine, and finally be seen as the go-to authority in their field. I'm your host, Christine Blosdale, also known as the Expert Authority Coach, and my mission is to help you build a magnetic brand, grow your visibility, and turn your expertise into real, lasting influence and income. If you want to dive deeper, head on over to my website, expertauthoritycoach.com, where you can explore all the groovy stuff that I've created for you. And you can even book a free discovery call with me. I'd love to hear from you. Once again, head on over to expertauthoritycoach.com to book that free call today. Alrighty, so let's jump into today's episode. Welcome back to the Expert Authority Coach podcast. I am that there Expert Authority Coach, Christine Blosdale, and I am so excited. I hope you are like strapped in, you got your buckle on, you are ready to take off, because today we have a very high energy show with my guest, Claudia Noriega Bernstein, who is a best-selling author of the book Brighter Days. Also, she's an award-winning host of the top 10% globally ranked podcast, Don't Shrink to Fit. I know because I was a guest on the show, and founder of the Inner Radiance Movement. Claudia is an abundance coach who helps women in midlife stop shrinking to fit expectations and start leading from emotional intelligence, from self-worth, and from that inner abundance. Her work blends raw storytelling, mindset transformation, and practical tools that empower women to rebuild their lives on their own terms. I am so happy to have Claudia. Welcome to the show.
I'm so happy to be here. We're gonna need 3 hours, but I know we're gonna try to
We're,
squeeze everything in 30 minutes.
we're going to try and shove it all in. But, I just, you're one of these people that, like, when I encounter in my life, I'm like, yeah, she's family. She's my tribe, right? Because
Yeah,
we can have conversations and it's just like we're both at the same time like nodding, like, yeah, I know, right? Yes. That's how it was
100.
when we first met. So today I would really like to talk about something that I deal with a lot with my clients, and I know you deal with your clients that you have. Instead of putting that concentration on the business, like how many clients I have, how much money I have coming in, I need to make more money, money. I need marketing, all these things. I try to tell them what the golden goose is, and that's our energy and our vibe. And I know that you're an expert at that. Can you talk about even the people that come to you to ask for your help and guidance, how you bring that up to them, that, babe, it's your vibe, it's your energy.
Your energy walks in the room before you. And I'm going to give you a very, very simple example so people can visualize how the energy works, because it works the same when you manifest something. So imagine a radio, like a radio when we were kids, okay? Not a radio now, that is different. But in a way, the waves are invisible. But imagine a radio. You get that dial and you move that dial to get the music that you want, right?
Yeah.
That music is in the vibration that you want. So if you move that dial to the wrong place, you're going to get static. If you hit it to the right frequency, you're going to get the music that you want.
Yeah.
So that's why your energy is so important. When you live in abundance, your energy is higher. When you live in scarcity, your energy is lower. When you live in abundance and your energy and your frequency and your energy and everything else is high, you attract, you don't chase. You are there in that place where everything is available for you. So your mind should not be in your next client, in your next sale, in your next opportunity. No. How are you showing up so you can be a magnet for everything that is available for you?
Yep. Bingo bongo. That's exact. Thank you very much.
That's
You-
it.
I try and tell people, in if I'm in a workshop or a webinar or a client, I say, you put off a scent. There's an
Mhm.
energy that you put out, right? A vibe, an energy, a smell. And when you put out that scarcity mindset or that lack of, like, that energy of
Mhm.
desperation,
Mhm.
people can smell it and they'll run the opposite direction because it's not pleasant. That
Yeah.
desperation. How do you work with clients that still have that sort of desperation smell about them in
Well,
the,
I
in the
actually,
posts and everything that they do? Yeah.
yeah, I actually talk to them and I help them go inside. It's like, okay, let's go inside of you. What are your limiting beliefs? When somebody comes to me and say, for example, I'm stuck, you're not really stuck. You are trained yourself to put yourself at the bottom of the list.
Mm-hmm.
You have not decided one day I'm stuck. Little by little, you have tell your brain that you don't matter, that you're not enough, that you are not worthy. So you keep putting yourself in the bottom of the list. How are you going to attract abundance if you don't believe you should be on the top of the list?
Right.
Again, we go back to the energy. So they go and post 3, 4 times a day, and they go on videos, and they try to attract somebody to pay attention to them, but they're not showing up authentic because they're not believing what they're selling.
Right.
If my
Right.
dad used to say to me, my dad was working, he was a journalist and he works in marketing for many years, and he used to tell me, you can sell potatoes in the mountains where they grow potatoes because you love freaking potatoes. So you gotta love your product. And if your product is yourself, you gotta start by loving yourself,
Yeah.
right? And it comes with a conditioning. I mean, we we have grown a lot of women and we have got a lot as women, but we still live in a patriarchy world. And we are growing up thinking that if we you know, if we're quiet, if we don't make noise, if we are not the squeaky wheel, then we're good. We are the good girl, right? But if we create a ripple effect and because we open our mouth, then we have to be careful that we're not shooting ourselves in foot and da, da, da. No. Where's your authenticity? I want to look at myself in the mirror and like what I see, not because I'm pretty, but because I am happy with who I am from within. So I am not chasing people to praise me or tell me how good I am, or I don't need to be agreeable, I don't need to be useful, I don't need to be quiet. I don't need to be all that stuff to sit in a table. If I don't feel I belong in that table, I make my own table with
Ah,
my tribe.
there you go.
But I don't force myself. Look when somebody walks into a ballroom. If it's a man, the man will walk, sit, and say good morning, and that's that. You see a woman walking into a ballroom, and it's like, I'm so sorry, I'm late. My nanny didn't come here on time, and I had traffic. We explain ourselves. We were talking about this before the show.
Yeah.
Why do we feel we need to explain ourselves?
Yeah.
Is our presence not enough that we have to justify?
Yeah.
No. You show up like the amazing badass woman that you are. No explanation needed.
Exactly. But Claudia, what I'm also getting is that a lot of women have difficulty because let's look at, socioeconomic circumstances, society, cultural, depends on where they come from, their
Mhm,
family, religion, blah,
mhm,
all that,
mhm.
right? Keeping them small,
Right.
or their value is based on how they look, right? You're
Mm-hmm.
in many cultures, in the United States, it's so much based on how you look,
Mm-hmm.
and how you come through the world through visually for others,
Mm-hmm.
usually for men. But
Right.
with all that conditioning, how do you reach how do you how do you connect with your female clients to sort of shake them out of that hypnosis, right? To bring them back
Exactly.
to themselves because of all that conditioning. How do you do that? How do you connect with them?
I help them get to know themselves.
Mm,
When you know who you are with the good, the bad, and the ugly, then you can get to love yourself, right?
yeah.
We all have a friend that is not perfect, might have some flaws, might be needy, might be reactive, whatever. Those are the ugly parts of that friend. But you also have very good qualities in that friend. Maybe you pick up the phone and she always pick up the phone. Maybe she's there when you needed her, whatever. So you love that person in spite of the negative part of that person. You can do the same thing with yourself.
Yeah.
When I work with somebody, I work from here, from I'm touching my chest in. I don't work for the world. That's a different kind of coach. It's a different kind of process. I help them get to know themselves and love themselves. One exercise that I give to my clients that is very hard at the beginning is going to the mirror and say, I love you and I'm so proud of you. Because you might not be in the place that you want to be right now. Fine. I understand that. But you are not also in the same place you were a year ago, or
Right.
5 years ago, or 10
Mm,
years ago. And by you honoring those versions of yourself, you're honoring yourself right now because those versions brought you here. So you ask me, how do I help my clients? I help my clients to get to know each other in themselves, in all these versions of themselves, accept them and integrate them so then they know they're valuable without the outside noise, without the cars, without the houses, without the trips, without the puffy lips and the highlights in the hair. Just who they are and allow themselves to give themselves grace. We are all living this life for the first time. Why are we so hard with ourselves? And it's even the way, Christine, we talk to each other, or we talk to ourselves in situations. If your friend comes and say, I went back to be in a relationship with my boyfriend, are you going to turn around and tell your friend, oh my God, you're so stupid? No. You're going to say, oh my God, really? How do you feel? You know, you're going to be kind to your friend. So why you're not kind to yourself
right.
when you
We
don't
are.
do
Yeah.
what you're
We.
supposed to do, or you fall into something that you fell before, or your business didn't do well that month? Why do we talk to ourselves like if we are the enemy when we can be our best friends?
Yeah. We are harder. I think we can be hardest on ourselves. I
Mm-hmm.
I try to when I see that with a friend or a client, I I'll try and tell them, would you speak to your little child that way? Would you speak to your baby that way?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I I'm I I I don't have that happen to myself that often, but it does every now and then happen where you beat yourself up for something. You'll say a word or you'll think it, and
Right.
then you'll go, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just called myself stupid or dumb or you
Mm-hmm.
know or any of those things."
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I think also it's that protection mechanism, the ego or whatever, that wants to plan for the worst case scenario, right?
Right. The ego is
And
there to protect us, for sure.
yeah, to protect us, exactly. But then when you flip the script and you say, would I say that to my child? Would I say that to my little baby? No,
Mm-mm.
never in a million years.
Right. And
But we say
that
it to
that is
ourselves.
a wake-up call. That is a
Yeah,
wake-up call because when you change your energy, everything changes. Your
absolutely.
life changes. Absolutely everything. But you have to notice. You cannot change what you don't notice.
Yeah.
So you got to notice first. You got to pause, give yourself grace, and say, wait a minute, let me regulate myself. Let me have an honest conversation with myself. And then from there, you project. But don't project from the anxiety, the scarcity, the insecurities, the anger. Don't project from there. Regulate yourself first. Have that
Yeah.
conversation. Give yourself a hug.
Especially if you have a business, if you're a solopreneur or an entrepreneur, and let's say you're a coach, or especially if you're trying to get people to come into your world to pay
Mm-hmm.
you to guide them, if you're a business coach or a fitness coach or a life coach or whatever, if you don't have that self love and that energy, like you said, when you walk into a room,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
Your
I had the
energy
client.
was there before.
I
If you don't
I
have
had
that,
the
you're,
client that I was telling you about that she said she hired me because she said, I saw you walking into the room and I said, I don't know what she has, but I want what she has. And
yes,
I said, having control over your emotions doesn't mean you're pushing your emotions down. That means
right.
you're acknowledging your emotions, right?
Yes,
Number one. Number two, you know your value. Once you know your value, you don't
bingo.
give discounts.
Yeah,
You don't give discounts. You know your value and you're going to walk with that. Doesn't mean you're going to be a bitch. Doesn't mean you're going to be rude to people.
yeah,
What it means is that you're going to set your boundaries. You're going to teach people how you want to be treated.
yes,
You're going to have a standard for yourself. And that is what other people are going to see. That's when other people are going to want to work with you because
yeah,
suddenly you're an authority. Yes, you have the experience. Yes, you have the know how and all that. But all that doesn't mean anything if your energy is not aligned.
exactly,
So
exactly.
your energy has to be aligned with who you believe you are, but truly believe you are, not what you want people to believe you are, but
Mm.
who you believe you are.
And being authentically yourself
Mm-hmm.
is so attractive. It's so, and people think, oh no, like who would want to follow me or who would want to listen to what I have to say? And it's like, oh my gosh, you have such amazing gifts. And when you own it, and like you said, it's not egotistical, it's not being arrogant.
No.
I know that I can, just like you can, Claudia, I know that I can go into a space and I can say, I'm damn good at what I do. I'm
Mm-hmm.
really fucking great at what I do. And you can say the same thing. And there is
Right.
not one piece of ego, there is no arrogance in that statement at all.
It's a fact.
It's a fact. Exactly.
Yeah, it's a fact. And but you gotta believe it first.
Of course.
You have to believe it first. I tell you really fast an anecdote. I went to do a training. They asked me to do a training in front of couples that were in a process of divorce, right?
Oh,
And I wanted to
oh,
help them come back into what was attracted at the beginning of the relationship, because you're forgetting that this person was somebody you choose.
yes.
And now you don't want to have to do anything with her. But when I walk into the room, the women look at me like, who's this bitch?
Oh,
And the men look at me, I want to get in bed with her.
oh my
Now,
God. Oh,
wait,
that's like a
let me
nightmare to
stop
me.
right there because this is gonna be juicy. I could feel insulted, affected, belittled, but those reactions, right? Because you feel the energy, you see it.
Yeah.
And I didn't because I know that I am more than a pair of legs.
Yeah.
I am going to come here to share with you what had helped me have an amazing relationship with my ex-husband. I'm going to give you the tools so you can be a better parent. I'm going to
Mm,
help you meet your ex in a place where you can give your kids the stability they need. So
yeah.
what you think about me is really in the bottom of my list. But if the way I look is going to get your attention, it's a positive for me.
Right.
Do you see how I shift that? I didn't allow that to disqualify me, to make me feel less, to doubt my worth. No, no, no. You want to give me that? Awesome. I'll go with that because that's what's going to open the door for me. Now I'm going to show you my magic, and that's when it's going to keep the door open. So
Right.
you also have to embrace who you are in the outside and
Yeah.
not allow to be a negative, regardless how you look, regardless how you look. You are a whole freaking package.
Yeah.
So don't disqualify yourself because somebody has an opinion of you. No way.
And I
That
love how
comes
you
back
took
to knowing your value.
I love how you took control of that too. How you completely took control of that. Because no matter what, if it was the man or the woman, they were paying attention to you.
Exactly.
They were
Do you know
they
how
were
many
like
times, do you know how many times I have walked in a place and I open my mouth and they hear an accent and immediately disqualify me because, oh yeah, she's Latin. She
oh
probably, and she's a woman. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
mm,
Let me give you an example. We went to buy a house with my husband for investment, and the guy is talking to my husband all the time. And then I said to him, you know, I really like what you have done here because he was like flipping the house. And I said, I really like what you have done in the living room. But I think that, you know, I don't want to be the most expensive house in the neighborhood. And he goes, you don't? And I go, no, because when it's time for me to sell this house, I'm going to be competing with the cheap houses around here.
right.
And he looked at me and he went to my husband and he says, what do you really think, Ed? Like totally disqualifying what I have said. And my husband took air to answer him. And I put my hand up and I said, you know, it's really funny that you're talking to him when I am the one buying the house.
Yes.
And my husband
Biatch.
smiled because he's been married to me for 20 years, so he wasn't even surprised. And he smiled. And then when we got in the car, he goes, oh my God, you're so hot when you're like that. But that tells me that I have the right partner next to me that is
Yeah.
going to empower me to be myself, number one.
Yep.
And second of all, I know what I'm bringing to the table. I have a voice and I'm going to use it.
Oh, I
And
love
you are
that.
not going to make me feel less because I'm Latin or because I'm a woman or because you don't think I have the money to buy your house that is overpriced.
I love that story.
But
That's
it's how you show up.
that's your signature story. That's your TED talk right there.
That happened a couple of weeks ago. but
Oh,
but the fact that listen, I felt so empowered when I said that to him.
yes.
And then I got in the car and my husband looked at me and I said to him, listen, I'm sorry. I really didn't try to, to cut you off because I also have to acknowledge that I totally cut him off. And
Mhm.
he looked at me and he goes, girl, you do you. You are so hot in there. Like,
Let's go
he wanted to
home.
stop in
Let's
a
go.
hotel. We can't wait until get to the house. We're 20 years married.
I
Now
love
you
that.
ask him if he's afraid of me sometimes, he probably would tell you yes,
Yes.
because you own your power.
Yes.
You own your power. I
Yes.
don't care who you are. I don't care if you have money, if you don't have money, if you live in an apartment or in a mansion. You own your power. And that power is going to project an energy. And that energy is going to get inside the room before you. So you make sure that you are
Mm.
aligned. You are aligned with yourself.
And this is so important. This is more important than your branding, than your colors, than your font,
Mm-hmm.
than the
Mm-hmm.
logo that you're using or the offers that you have or anything. That's the foundation,
Yeah.
right? That's the
And
foundation
but
of
that
any
happened with
business.
healing. Because when you start healing, you remove the things that are not true anymore. All
Yeah.
those stories that
Yes.
made you believe that you are A, B, or C.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's a process. That's why I said to you, when I finish with my client, I said, I'm going to send it to you because I work from inside out. We heal and then we show up.
We heal and then we build.
Mm-hmm.
Because
100.
if you build on an unhealed hill,
It's a house of cards.
it's a house of cards. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you get burned out and you say, I tried, it didn't work. People are,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not the way to go about it. Because
No.
and right now there's a renaissance of since COVID, there's a renaissance of really talented, gifted, amazing, smart women who
Yeah.
who are just in the beginning phases of starting their business. But if
Mm-hmm.
they don't have that inside stuff worked out, it's gonna be a tough road. Yeah.
The limiting beliefs are going to stop you every single day. Every single day. I mean, of course, it's a process. You don't heal overnight.
No.
It's a process. And you need somebody capable to hold space for you because not everybody's going to have the same pace. Not everybody's going to do it in the same speed. So you got to find somebody that can hold space for you and can guide you. It's not a one size fits all. But once you at least start in that process and you get familiar with being uncomfortable, with not liking how you feel, but getting curious about why and who's the author of that story. Who told me that and why? Do I believe it? Is it true?
Mm.
When you start digging into that, then you start healing. Then you start getting to know you. And when you
Yeah.
get to know you, you start liking you. And
Yeah.
then you start loving you. You cannot give what you don't have for yourself. You
Mm.
cannot give yourself you cannot give respect if you don't respect yourself. You can love if you don't love yourself. It starts with you. And a lot of women and a lot of people in general want to get these businesses and these things going on in the world, but there is no work inside of them.
Yeah.
They are full of fear and uncertainty and limiting beliefs and guilt and rage and all those emotions that they are all valid because my emotions are not up for debate, but they are all valid. But if you don't process them, you just carry them. Imagine a car where you fill your trunk with a bunch of things. Eventually, the front wheels are going to be in the air. You're not going anywhere.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You got to
Absolutely.
work on yourself.
I love you. You're amazing.
That's what
Claudia,
we can talk for hours.
if people want to reach out to you and find out more about what you offer and how you work with clients, what's the best place for them to go? Where should they
My
go?
website is my name, Claudia Noriega Bernstein. They can find me there. They can listen, I'm very honest with my clients. We have a 30-minute talk, not to see if I'm good enough for them. And I'm being totally bold about this, is to find out if I feel I can help them.
Yes. Yeah.
If I feel I can help them, I'll work with you. But if I don't feel I can help you, I won't. So those 30 minutes is to listen to each other and to figure out if we are a good fit.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. I have the same thing with people. It's like I need to
Yeah.
see if I want to work with you. I
But
want to
it's true.
I need to know if because it's our life force, it's our energy, spending time with people. And we want to be also you want to work with people too that are willing to grow
Yeah.
and to learn and expand. There are some people that you can't help. There are some people that they see negativity in everything. Everything is the glass is half empty, right? So,
And not only that, Christine, there is some people that want a babysitter. And I
yeah,
am never going to want what you want more than you.
yes,
Never. You need to want it bad enough because you're going to have to work on it. You're going to have to really jump in the pool. No more sitting just wetting your feet. Now you're going to jump in the freaking pool. And we're not going to work together. And I'm going to be there all the way. But I need you to want it more than me.
yeah. I have a feeling you're gonna get very busy after this podcast.
You're too funny. And I'm trying not to, right?
I know you're trying. You're like, I don't need as many clients as I have right now. Now,
I
wait.
know.
If folks want to reach out, we'll make sure that we have the link in the show notes for people, so you can reach out to Claudia directly by her website. We'll put that in the show notes, and you can click on that. And thank you again, darling, for being with me and just giving me that wonderful boost of your energy. I love you so much. It's such a great time to be with you, and I
I love you
appreciate you
too.
being with us on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, wonderful listeners and viewers. If you're watching on YouTube, hello, you can see my beautiful guest here. If you want more information about this podcast, about anything that I'm working on, you can go to expertauthoritycoach.com. Also, theexpertauthoritycoach.com. They both take you there. And if you want to book a discovery call with myself, you can do that today. You can book that in today, and tomorrow I could be talking to you. And that's chatwithchristineb.com. All those links will be in the show notes, so don't have to worry about that. You can click on any of those links. And until I see you again, until we get together again, just remember to expand your expert authority. You got to also work from the inside out, like Claudia was saying, from the inside out, so that you can bring those wonderful abundance, all those opportunities to you. So take care now, and we'll talk to you real soon.